road to the Super Bowl in Tampa continues to go through San Francisco and Buffalo. To help us drive the road today here on Primetime, as always, Tom Jackson, Pete Axnelm. And we saw the #1 seeds in action today in both of the conferences, the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, up north in Buffalo, the Bills hosted for the third time. They played for the third time this year their AFC East rival, the Miami Dolphins, the teams with the two best records in the AFC, 13-3. 12-4. They split their regular season games. Miami winning at home early, Buffalo winning in Buffalo just 3 weeks ago. The intrigue, would Jim Kelly play? And if so, how effective would he be after a month off? Now, what 80,000 plus people in Western New York were saying, since we've got no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. They figure that would be to their advantage. Wasn't snowing at the start of the game, but the wind was blowing and the extra sweaters were out. The Bills fans, knowing their team was undefeated at home this year, 8-0, 23-2 over the last 3 years. Dan Marino, Tom Olivadotti, the Dolphins defensive coordinator, wondering how could they stop Jim Kelly. It was a good thing to wonder because on the first play of the game, look at the Kelly pass, look at the Thermal Thomas catch. Good for 21 yards. Kelly going with the no-huddle offense. Looked like he hadn't missed a beat. A few plays later, Andre Reed beats Louis Oliver. He could go all the way. Touchdown. One drive, 7 points. Buffalo, 7-0. So Dan Marino said, this is what we're facing. Looks for Jim Jensen, but throws to the center instead. What happened here?
There was a reason that Jensen wasn't in the picture. Cornelius Bennett here plows over him, knocking him right out of the pattern. They contain Jensen all day. Here, Darryl Talley will tackle him as he tries to get out of the backfield. It wasn't called, but they punished Jensen on the day.
The Dolphins' drive stalled, but we've seen this, haven't we? A long-range field goal through rain, through sleet, through sun. Stoyanovic's 49-yarder. Now traction a problem as the Dolphins pulled it within 7-3. Second series, Kelly to the man that excels in cold weather. Remember him in Green Bay? Sure you do. Here's James Lofton, 1, 2, 3.5 feet in bounds. Concentration as he beats McKyer. That sets up a Norwood field goal, 10-3 Buffalo. Marino to Mark Clayton, off his hands, into the hands of Nate Odoms for the INT. So, next time they have the ball, what about the knee brace? Kelly is stripped by E.J. Jr., rubbed in, bumped in, stumped in, but all-pro center Kent Hull falls on it, saves the day, saves a field goal, 13-3 Buffalo against Don Shula and company. Then, Kelly. Andre Reed burning Oliver again, finally brought down by Jarvis Williams.
And Louis Oliver put in a bad spot all day, brought up on the line of scrimmage to deal with a guy who's much quicker, much faster than he is, and it showed all day.
It also showed that Thurman Thomas could still run at home against Miami. 6-yard touchdown. It's going to be a dog day afternoon. No, sir, because the Bills favored to win in the cold lead at 20-3. But the Dolphins. Last week it was Marino to Clayton. This time he reacquainted himself with Mark Duper, who was super duper on this play. 64 yards. Could the Dolphins stay in? They trailed 20-10. On the next series, here come the Bills again. Kelly to Lofton. He walks in from 14 yards out. 5 series, 5 scores, 27-10. Looked like it was going to be 50-10. Those are Kelly's numbers in the first half. Lofton on the game, almost 150 yards on 7 catches. Meanwhile, how could Marino come back when he's facing Bruce Smith?
Well, Bruce Smith had to face rookie Richmond Webb all day, and it was pretty much a standoff. Here, Webb holding off Smith as Marino gets a pass off without being hit. Then Smith eludes Webb and Kenneth Sims to knock Marino down after he throws the ball, but that's a lot of pressure to throw under. Then Smith beating Webb, dragging down Mark Logan for a 5-yard loss. He excels playing the run game, something people don't talk about a lot.
And then Bruce combined with the unsung Darryl Talley to sandwich the referee, Rex Stewart, who had to be tough. Last minute of the half, Miami gets a break. The rookie Al Edwards hits a fat and the punter Reggie Roby recovers. 4th down on the same series. Marino not going just for first down, going deep to Duper. Sets up 1st and goal. 3 plays later, the mercurial one. Marino always runs well in the snow. Touchdown, 27-17 at the half. Who would have thunk they would score this many points in this sort of weather at the half? In the second half, you knew it'd be a dogfight. Miami. Marino, after his first 6 or 7 passes, were flutterers. He bulleted the ball all day. 31 yards to Mark Clayton from
Louisville.
Then Sammy Smith chugs up the middle for 16, and the Dolphins look like they're going in. But on 3rd and short, Shane Conlon and Gary Baldinger snuff Smith. Dolphins settle for a field goal to win the touchdown, 27-20. The Bills come back. Looks like an INT, but look at Lofton make the catch between 3 Dolphin defenders. But then Kelly threw one he shouldn't have. Going for broke. Jarvis Williams picks it off at the 1. Why the bad pass?
Chris, we see the other end of the play coming in from Kelly's left side. Hugh Green hits him so that he can't step into the throw. Kelly showed a lot of toughness with that bad leg today.
After a field goal by Norwood made it 30-20, the Buffalo Bills. Mark Logan, who until the end excelled in this ball game, 43-yard return. And Tony Page, we saw him block so beautifully last week for the Dolphins against Kansas City in the cold. He did the same thing, Tom.
Here you see Page working on Carlton Bailey as Smith goes up the middle for 7, and then he runs right over Ray Bittley, opening up a good hole for Smith again, down to the 2.
I believe said to Ray, welcome to my nightmare. 4th quarter, see that guy number 61? Roy Foster reported as an extra tight end. Look at this. He knew what he was doing. He knows everything except how to spot. Well, what do I don't know. Okay, it's a touchdown. And the Dolphins have forged a tremendous comeback, 30-27. But the Bills get a break. When the deflection off Reed's hands can't be held by Reichenbach, Thurman Thomas later in the drive, 5 of his 117 yards, and Buffalo's back up by 10, 37-27. We mentioned Logan. Fumbled up there 3 weeks ago on a kickoff return. Here he gets popped by Hal Garner. Norwood recovers.
And he's trying to make something happen. That's the shame of it all. Return man always vulnerable with the football. Just an unfortunate case there for him to fumble that ball.
You know what happened? Kelly to Andre Reed. Touchdown. And it was about over. 44-27. Kelly threw for 339 yards. First man to throw for over 300 against the Dolphins this year. Marv Levy said, yes, we can score with anyone. Dan Marino said, you know, we played pretty well up here, but it wouldn't quite work. Get back, you fans. Don't go near those goalposts. The police guarded the post. 2 members of the class of '83, Kelly and Marino, shake hands. Shula, Marv Levy wave at each other, shake hands. An outstanding ball game, folks, as the Bills beat the Dolphins 44-34, and they played like it was 75 or 80 degrees with beautiful skies and no wind. The 78 points in this game, the second highest scoring game in the history of the NFL playoffs. Only the overtime classic in the Orange Bowl between the Chargers and Dolphins, 41-38 San Diego, was more. The third highest was Dolphins-Steelers in the '84 title game. We all remember 73-0, the Bears and the Redskins. So second highest scoring total ever. And Jim Kelly said afterwards, you know what? Maybe the rest helped me.
I thought it helped me. The rest of my arm, I felt I had to zip today. I had it all week in practice. As a matter of fact, a couple of the receivers saying, take it easy a little bit. But overall, felt excellent. I think everybody was in tune. Everybody knew exactly what we had to go out and do today, and we did it. And like Coach Levy says, one more river to cross.
Defensively, we just struggled. We tried to put pressure on him. We blitzed him. He killed us blitzing. When we stayed back off, he had all day to throw the football and made the throws there. And we just, except for the one play, the big interception, we didn't get anything done defensively. And
I was kind of ticked off about the way they talk about us. You know, I really don't think at this point in time that Miami really gives us the respect that we deserve, really, because the way they shoot off at the mob and saying that, you know, they didn't play well the last time we were up here. Well, I think they played pretty damn good today, but they got their ass kicked.
Well, they did play pretty darn good, but they were beaten by 10 points. I'll be a little more eloquent than Thermal there. You know, we spoke about on game day, Tommy, that maybe Miami had to gamble, that maybe Kelly was rusty. Obviously, he wasn't rusty even in the snow. And he had a veteran that helped, number 80.
Yes, he did, Chris. You know, anytime you have inclement weather, I think it works on the receivers more than anyone else just because they have to catch the ball. And I couldn't help but be reminded by James Lofton today of a game in 1984 on Monday night that we played in a blizzard in Colorado. We took a 14-point lead early in the game, but he had a career night throughout that game, made 11 or 12 catches. Well, he did the same thing today. I think that under pressure in bad weather, he shows the kind of poise and concentration that's going to take the Bills a long way.
You know, Tom, I'm sure a lot of viewers watching those highlights are wondering why was a safety, Louis Oliver, assigned to try and handle Andre Reed? Well, the answer is, as I mentioned on game day, defensive coordinator Tom Olivadotti was not dealing from a full deck today. He didn't have his best defensive player, linebacker John Offerdahl. So he had to experiment with different zones, try and make something work. Obviously, nothing worked. But I want to know, why do we have to put up these graphics that show that not only was this the second highest scoring game, but the first highest scoring game? My Dolphins lost that one, too.
Did you notice they were in the top 3? So you know it's a habit here. And speaking of the Dolphins, Axe, let's say one thing before we wave goodbye to the Dolphins this season. Twice they went into Buffalo, 3 weeks ago and today. And twice they waged war. Twice they played better than a lot of folks thought they would. Looked like this could be 50-3 at one point in this game. They were right in it. Marino is now a mature quarterback. When he was in the playoffs before, he was a second and third year guy. This is a much better Marino, and this is a team that is going on from here. They can hold their heads up high because they had a shot to win that game. But it's Buffalo that moves on to the AFC title game, which they will host against the Raiders or the Bengals. And one reason why they beat the Dolphins again, Thermal Thomas at home against Miami. In his 4 games, he's run for 493 yards, more than the Dolphins combined, much more. And you see his touchdowns. He had a $117 today. He's one of the reasons.